most memorable moments in his career. Not his 10 best plays. I didn't call it that. Not his 10 greatest catches. Not his 10 most memorable moments in his career.
There is one man in sports you do not bet against.
Bill Belichick.
And his name is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady.
My point was, once you start looking at his 10 biggest moments, it's a lot of non-football nonsense.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. He turned into Michael Jordan in sheep's clothing. He turned right into that cold-blooded assassin.
Really?
Disguised as the corny dad who lives next door.
The problem is they got the greatest football player ever, and whenever it looks like he's slowing down, he does tap into that reservoir of greatness.
I mean, Tom Brady spends his off seasons with Edelman, and they already have timing.
You do it because you're internally motivated, and that's why Tom Brady's great.
Double standards in sports, they exist. In Odell Beckham's GQ interview, he was asked and answered, do you think race plays a part in the double standard you're dealing with? To which he answered, race plays into everything, whether we want to believe it or not. Popovich said it.
We live in a racist country that hasn't figured it out yet.
Especially in the media.
He is extremely, almost crazy competitive.
That is Skip Bayless, host on FS1, discussing Tom Brady. How did he talk about Odell?
If he doesn't get his numbers or his shine, then he's going to go crazy and act out, and he's going to pout.
Bayless on Brady.
He screwed up and he knew it.
No, he didn't.
And he was furious with himself.
Bayless on Odell.
No, bad idea. There's no way I'm going to invest that much money in a diva wide receiver.
But the buck doesn't stop with Skip. It continues.
Tom Brady's always been a team guy. So if Tom Brady blows up on the sideline once a year, I know he's blown up for the right reason.
That's another FS1 host, Colin Cowherd. Colin has a different view on Odell.
Is it me, or is OBJ gone from circus catch to now just more circus?
Brady.
He is all about the silver. He's all about that uniform.
Odell.
Can be a little high maintenance, needy, and selfish sometimes, because that's what he's shown me.
And even this on Odell Beckham.
My point was, once you start looking at his 10 biggest moments, it's a lot of non-football nonsense. There's the catch, and that's just a bunch of Paris hotel room fighting with a net, peeing in the end zone. I'm like, we've gone from circus catch to circus act.
Never bringing up a thing on Brady off the field. Like, say, his support of a white supremacist, calling Nazis fine people, throwing kids in cages, separating families, loathing the media, and empowering a global threat. This isn't worthy of a Brady memorable moment, Colin? And if Trump was president, I hope so. That would be great. There would be a putting green on the White House lawn, I'm sure of that. What about Brady destroying his cell phone in a case of cheating at the highest level? Speaking of cheating, how about the distraction of Brady's personal trainer, Alex Guerrero? Guerrero is known as Brady's body coach, his spiritual guide, counselor, pal, nutrition advisor, trainer, massage therapist, and family member. So they're tight. Teammate Julian Edelman worked closely with Guerrero, Brady's boy, even calling him Mr. Miyagi. Edelman tested positive for steroids and served a suspension. I ask rhetorically, how would mainstream media treat this if it were Odell Beckham's trainer? How about Brady's trainer trying to split the organization by turning players against Bill Belichick via Patriots players openly discussing with coaches, staff, and trusted advisors whether to follow Brady and Guerrero or the team? Do we risk alienating the NFL's most powerful coach or risk alienating the NFL's most powerful quarterback? Where was the coverage of Brady's BFF being investigated by the Federal Trade Commission? Guerrero was part of an infomercial for a product called Supreme Greens, which claimed to be able to cure cancer, AIDS, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. The FTC debunked that claim and others made by Guerrero in the infomercial, including the fact that he was a doctor, as a sham. But wait, the FTC investigated Guerrero a second time. NeuroSafe, a preventive measure for concussions and sports-related head injuries, as well as a business partner in Tom Brady. The label on the product stated that it was powered by TB12. Does this not qualify as a distraction? As with Guerrero's Supreme Greens product, the claims were overblown and unproven. The FTC concluded that Guerrero had no scientific evidence to back his extraordinary claims. NeuroSafe was shut down. There is a long history from the media via harsh critics of black athletes, for which their white counterparts are celebrated. It is displayed on magazine covers like LeBron James and Tom Brady's wife, Gisele Bündchen. Vogue's quest to highlight the differences between superstar athletes and supermodels only successfully reinforces the animalistic stereotypes frequently associated with black athletes, writes Jamil Hill. As Hill points out, the blogosphere have noted draw a striking resemblance to the racially charged image of King Kong enveloping his very fair-skinned lady love interest. But hang on, how about David Beckham on the cover of Vogue? A far different story being told. LeBron James puts it best. If it's Tom Brady, if it's Aaron Rodgers, if it's Peyton Manning, and we're doing the same stuff, the same exact stuff, I'm talking about a phone is out, we're like, yo, get that out of my face. I'm with my family. If we're out with our family and we say that stuff and somebody posts it, and if Aaron Rodgers or one of those guys say that stuff and they post it, somebody's going to be like, hey, you guys should respect Aaron Rodgers. Throughout history, the examples have been plentiful. Maya Angelou once said, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. This is not a time for the shut up and dribble movement. Put the shoe on the other foot. Read the history of oppression and how the traditionalist white media is used to tarnish and disenfranchise the black athlete. Odell is the messenger. Just don't shoot him. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.